Hi, so today we are going to talk about my CO2 K40 laser machine. Some of you requested a more detail about what I did to upgrade my control panel. So this CO2 K40 laser machine is the cheapest 40-watt laser machine over Amazon or eBay. It's around 350 to 400 dollars. The only thing, beside the fact it's the cheapest laser machine, if you buy it with its original control panel, they have two edition of this laser machine. So they have this one, which basically doesn't have more than the ampere gauge, the potentiometer, the laser launch, the laser fire test, the main power switch on and off. So if you pay $400 for only this machine, keep in your mind you will need around $200 more to upgrade your laser machine. So what I did is I looked for used laser machine and I bought it for really cheap price, and then I worked on upgrading everything to most advanced laser machine. It has everything in the really expensive laser machine except the camera. So the camera will be my next upgrade, and hopefully I'll be able to do it, and I will let you know and share the information with you as well. So let's start talk about the laser machine. I will explain everything I did step by step. Okay, so as we can see here, my new laser machine, let me switch on everything. So my new laser machine contains water flow meter, cooling system temperature, which is distilled water. I will show you where's my water. I have the laser system. This is the digital voltage, so it's 3.7 volt right now, and the ampere, if you test the ampere, so it will be like 30 milliampere. Okay, so if I just, this is my potentiometer. I keep the same one it came with the laser machine. Some people recommend the microcontroller potentiometer. You can buy it for around I guess $11 to $15. So I didn't buy the potentiometer. This one is just enough for me and work fine. So as you can see here, you adjust the voltage, and then you will see. So this is important. See, so this is important when you are engraving and cutting, especially if you have we will talk about it later, the focal depth, which is about 2.5 inch on this machine, as I remember. And if it's not perfect, like the depth, the focal depth is not perfect, you might need to control the power from here so you don't see the white burn marks on your cut. Okay, so also if you want to increase the power, for example to maximum, and you can try to cut your your design from first time, or you can lower the power and make 2, 3, 4, 5 cuts. Mainly, basically, I recommend to do more cuts with lower power. That will extend the age of your laser tube. So don't do the maximum. The maximum will cut faster, but will kill your laser tube faster. The laser tube is around $100. So I always use around 10 to 20 milliampere, between 10 and 20 milliampere. I don't go over, that's too much. So yeah, that's the maximum I go for cut. And for burning, for rusting, I go less. Okay, so we talked about the flow meter. The flow meter is an indicator that I have the water flowing through my laser tube. In this case, so this is my laser tube, and as you can see here, so this is my laser tube. This is the water in and water out. The water will go inside the tube. Okay, so without this indicator, it's really very hard to tell if you have flow or not. Okay, so this option is not something secondary, it's really something you have to add. I add the link for everything I have in the description below. Okay, so this flow control, flow indicator is really very important. This flow meter is very important. It will keep telling you whether you have a water flow through your laser tube or not. And if you don't have, that's very dangerous, as the laser tube temperature will raise too much. Okay, and you have to keep an eye on your water temperature, and I will tell you later how we keep our water in very good and cool temperature. We talk about the digital voltage meter. We talk about the analog ampere meter. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so here we have the main power switch. I have cooling system. I have the exhaust system. What is the exhaust system? The exhaust system, actually, it's these fans. I have these little fans distributed inside the box. So this one will keep the smoke sucked from this side, so I don't have any smoke in this box, and will keep sending the smoke in case if there is any smoke go from the back, so it will suck it again and send it here. And inside here, as you can see, this is the exhaust. The exhaust is, in the original one, it's like up to here. So what I did, I cut about 4 inches from this exhaust, and I put inside 4 fans. 4 fans. See, I have 4 fans inside to suck the smoke through the pipe, the exhaust pipe, to outside. Okay, let me show you what I did here, because I didn't get any original material. So I bought this. I think I didn't put the link for this one, but let me know if you want it. I can look for the link. So just tell me in the comments if you need it. I think it's hard to find it. I don't remember how I got it, but I will try to look for the link for you. So I put here some sponge, as you can see, I put this sponge frame. This is usually they put it around the door, okay? And you can, if you look here, the fans inside, and it's really giving good air. That means it can suck the smoke outside. Okay, let me go from here to outside. Okay, so this is the exhaust system. This fan will prevent the smoke to accumulate in this area. So as you can see, look at the corner here, how it's black. That's because we don't have this exhaust system, we don't have this fan, so the smoke will come into this room, and by the time, like, it will be black. It's up to you if you want to add this option or not. I don't like to see the laser machine dirty, that's why I add it. Lighting system is kind of comfortable option. Keep your work area lighting and you can see what's going on, so you know if you have to stop, if everything is working fine. Sometimes your object will move, then you can stop. So it's good option to have. Okay, so the laser pointing system. Laser point system. What is laser point system? As you can see here, I have the cross laser point. Okay, so why I use this one? This one will tell me exactly where is my laser. Okay, let me just adjust it a little bit. Okay, I didn't use it for a long time, so I need to adjust the laser a little bit. Okay, so now it's adjusted. So it's good also to show you how to adjust the cross laser. So I bought this one, or if you have 3D printer you can print it. You will find the template in the internet. I just bought it for I think it's like something around $10. It has the laser holder and it has the air assistant holder. Okay, all what you have to do is just set it around your laser mirror. Okay, and you have to buy the laser separately, which is very cheap. Anyway, I'll put everything on the in the link description below, so please feel free to use everything. Okay, so this one will tell you exactly the center of your laser without. So if, for example, I want to touch my object, it's just imagine that I will start from here. Okay, so sometimes you have one board and different areas, so I will start from here. Let's say, okay, I adjust it, then I know that my laser will start from here. This is optional. You can, if, for example, if you don't have it, so what you can do is just push the test fire. Okay, but what is the difference between having it or not having it? If I don't have it, so I have to put the object, fire test, it's not here, then move it, fire test, it's not here, then move it, fire test. Okay, now it's good. So I tested like 3-4 times to know where is my corner. But if I have it, put it in the corner, one test, that's it. So I think it's good to have it. Okay, so option number 5, air assistant system. Why we need the air assistant system? So the air assistant system is basically this tube, okay, inside this holder or rack. To the hole in the back of the laser machine, and then I can show you the pump. I think I added the link. Okay, so this is the pump that I'm using. It's really powerful pump. I liked it, not so expensive. So to avoid the noise, I have this box which inside covered by sponge, so I don't really hear any noise. I just put it inside and I don't hear any noise. It was hard to show you where is my pump, but basically my pump is inside this box. This box is plastic box, and inside it's covered with thick layer of sponge. So as you can see, as you can hear, the noise is very low, and basically the noise is from here, not from the pump. So the pump is really super silent. You can see hear it. Okay, so why we need this air assistant? When you cut your object, let me switch it off. When you cut your object, you'll see this flame, okay, and this flame will burn, and the smoke will cover your laser head and the lens, and it will be blocked. And while you are working, you will start seeing such big burn markers. That's because of the fire result by the burning, especially when you have when your object is not equally distanced far from the laser head. So I have this marker here which tell you how many. So my focal point at this laser machine is 50 millimeter, and the focal point is based on the lens inside. Let me show you. I'll try to open it for you. It's better to stop your laser machine before you do any activity. Okay, so when you buy this one, there is 30 millimeters, 50 millimeters. Okay, so when you buy it, they will tell you how many millimeters, or you select how many millimeters. Mine is 50 millimeters. What that means? Okay, so what is the 50 millimeters? The 50 millimeters is the distance between your laser head and the object. So if I put this piece of wood on the bed, so as you can see, my focal point is much more less than 50 millimeters. That will never give me a clean cut or clean I'm trying to look for the original bed I have. Okay, so I forget to tell you that I removed the bed from here. The original bed is very limited in work area. So I had the bed here, okay, and there's just little hole. It's like about 7" by 3". That's the whole area you can use to work. So I removed that bed and I put these 4 holders. Okay, I bought this one for like $1 from Dollar Tree store, and this one less obstruction you have, more clean cut you will get. So most of the people use, let me show you. So most of the people use this grid, this mesh, which is not bad. I liked it, but as you can see here, I have too many objects. So when your laser will hit these points, you will get a reflector in underneath your object. So when you turn it upside down, you will find your object is like has a lot of burn and dark spot underneath. So I replaced this grid with this one. So just keep in mind, if you are working with small object like this one, so this grid will not help you because your object will easily fall down. So most of what I do is big objects, 10" length, 6" width. So this works perfectly for me. Okay, you can get any kind of bed you want. There is too many options, but I like this one because it gives me clean cut. Okay, so the distance, okay, so this is the marker I was telling you. Look at the markers here. This is all the burning markers. So imagine all these markers will be reflected into your object. Okay, so if you can see here, my object will sit on top of this bed, and my object usually is about 2 mm plywood. So this key, which is 50 mm, will tell me exactly if I am in same distance all around the object. And this is very important to have the same cut. So when your cut is done, you will have the whole object out of your main board. Not only, like sometimes if you cut your object, you will find at the end there is like 20% of the object still stuck in the main board, and you will struggle to get it out cleanly. And always make more cuts, even 2-3 more cuts, and make sure your object completely separated. Okay, for this acrylic board, I got this acrylic board. It's 1 feet by 1 feet black board, black acrylic board from Amazon, and I cut it in one shot. So one shot, cut everything one time, cut everything. That's because the distance was 50 millimeters everywhere. Let's say you have an object thicker than 2 millimeters. See this one? I have ½ inch. It will not cut ½ inch, but let's say I will draw something here, I will burn something here. I have little box, for example, I have little gift box. I want to write something on top of that box. So how I will do it if my object is too high? Look at here. So this is like almost 40 millimeters. So 40 millimeters will not work fine with me. See the flame? Okay, how I will solve this issue? So what I did, I bought this one, which they call it table lamp. or lap table. It has another steel plate on top, so I removed that steel plate from top, okay, and I connected this screw. You can find it at Home Depot. Okay, so this is the original one. It has two opposite direction, so this will go in, this will go out, so the thread is in opposite direction. It's not the same. You can see here it's empty. Okay, so this long screw, it has two different direction, and you can't replace it unless if you have a thread. I think they call it, I forget what they call it, but the thread opener. If you have it and you can make your own screw, that would be good, but in my case I don't have it and I never used it. So what I did, I just put these two nuts and connected the extension all the way from here to outside, and I bought this one from the store called Anawalt. Okay, and it's just handle. I put some epoxy, and so this one will raise my table from outside. Some people did it automatically, like they add motors and step motors, and they added some button here. That's honestly, I didn't see any need for it because I rarely use this option. Okay, I don't need it all the time. I never need it so far, so I don't see any reason to spend more money for something you will rarely use. Okay, so after you put your object, you adjust your table. Okay, you adjust your table to get the 50 millimeters. So what I'm doing here, I raise my table. Let me show you. Okay, so from here I raise it up and down. See, this is too much. Okay, then I will lower it down. See. Okay, so this is about 50 millimeters. Okay, so that's why I have the lab table. Okay, so we are done with the cooling system, air assistant, laser cross. So now you know why I have all these options, and the main power switch for sure. Okay, now these switches, I did a mistake when I ordered them. There is 5 volt, 12 volt, 110 volts power switch. All this, they call it on off power switch, and this one, the fire test, they call it latch button. So you will get 1 2 3 4 5 blue color, 1 for red color for the laser, but all of them is on off power switch button. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 on off power switch button, 5 of them blue, 1 red, and 1 red latch button for fire test, 1 potentiometer, 1 main power switch. Okay, make sure when you order them, you order them in 110 volt. So if you get it at 110 volt, you will connect. So the connection is really tricky. Okay, and the 110 volt, this kind of switch, it has 4 pins. There is better one but more expensive which has 3 pins, like this one, for example. See this one, if you can get this one, this is not expensive, this is cheap one, but I like the style and the blue color, the nickel and the blue ring. That's why I got this one, but you can use all of them same. This one you can get like 20 of them for like $10. It's really cheap and it works fine, and it's 110 volt. Why it's important to get all of them same voltage? So when I got those, I had to make the bridge between all of them. See, all the negative and the red wire connected together, okay, and then the black will go to the main power here, the black to the main power switch, okay. And from here, what I have, and remember, that's because I have 5 volt, okay. Actually I got mixed. By mistake I got something 12 volt, I got something 5 volts. So it's very important when you buy it, make sure you buy everything and at 110 volt, then everything you can connect it to the main power switch, okay. So what I did the bridge to all the negative and a bridge to all the positive. See, all the positive are connected together. See the bridge, 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 bridge. The negative is this one. Then I have black and red, positive and negative, okay. These two will go directly all the way down to this phone charger. This is 5 volt phone charger. So I connect the black and red to this USB. From the USB I take the power from the phone charger. The phone, okay. So we had these two okay, so we have these two power supply, also red and black. The red is positive, black is negative, okay. And I took from the live wires from main power supply, I took one black and one red and connected the black and red, one to the 5 volt power supply, the other one is for 12 volt adapter, okay. This fan working at 12 volt, so they are connected to this adapter 12 volt, okay. The 12 volt fan, you will find 5 volt, 12 volt, 24 volt. If you can get 24 volt and 24 volt adapter, that will be even more powerful. So this one is just, this one is 12 volt, as you can see here. I'm not sure if you can see it. So this is 12 volt adapter. So both of them connected together, and the main power, this white wire from this white wire here, okay, from the red and the black main power supply. Okay guys, so again, all power button bridged together, the black with black, red with red. From the last one I took one main line, black one, and the other one is red. Again, get all of them same power, even 5 volt or 12 volt. The mistake I did, I got them mixed, so I had to put something on 12 volt adapter and the others on 5 volt adapters. So I had to replace some of them. And by the way, there's two ways to connect these buttons. There's one way, so I got the power separate, as you can see. So all the black ones together, all the red ones together, and then one line from here to the power supply. Okay, so to avoid the mistake that I did, I had to buy them twice, because I did first time mix and it took long time to arrive, so I was really disappointed. So avoid this mistake by making sure you are getting all of them same power: 5 volt, 20, 12 volt, 24 volts, 110 volts. It's up to you. Okay, whatever you get, just get a power supply accordingly. If you got 5 volt, it's enough to use the phone charger. If you got 12 volt, you have to buy the adapter. If you got 24 volt, you have to buy adapter. I saw some people connected them to the main laser power supply, which I don't recommend it really. So if something happened here, your laser power supply will be safe. So again, it's up to you. For me personally, I don't want to connect anything to my power supply, especially if you are not experienced with the power. Okay, this way that I'm teaching you is really very easy way and very safe way to do it, and you will keep everything untouchable, like your control board and your power supply is completely safe. We will not touch them, we will not add anything to them. Okay, now after we connected the lights, these lights will be on all the time. Okay, all these lights, the button will be on all the time, and that's what I like. The other way to connect them, there is, you have to look for the wiring scheme on the internet, or actually you will see it when you buy it. You will see the wiring diagram attached to the description, I guess. So there is a way to connect the black one with, as you can see here, we have, I said we have 4 pins, right? So we have 4 pins, so there is one way to connect the negative with the positive with one of these two. So actually there is let's say 3. Okay, 3 different ways. The first one is the lights always on, no matter your subject is on or off, your buttons always on. Okay, and that's how I liked it, because I like the colored control panel. The other way is to connect to make a little bridge between 2 of these 4 pins. Okay, and from here you will take it out to the power supply. What will happen here, your power, your light will not switch on until you click the button on and off. Okay, so depend on with which pin you connect. We said we have 4. 2 will be bridged together, and the other one, the third one, will go to the power, and the fourth one will go to the subject, like fan, laser point, air assistant, whatever. Okay, stay with what I'm telling you. That method is really complicated, and you will have a lot of problems, especially that the pins, especially at this type of connect the buttons, the pins are not marked clearly, so you will have hard time finding the right wiring. Okay, so just connect all the black together, all the red together, one line to the power supply. This is done. All the lights will be on all the time, and then the other 2 wires which is, I have marked it here as white and green, white and green, white and green, white and green, and they are labeled. Okay, so this one air assistant, this one cooling system, this one main power supply, 5-volt adapter, this one laser point. Okay, so these two wires from the other, so we said one negative 5-volt, one positive 5-volt, and I have two more pins. These two pins will go directly to either the positive only or the negative only of your subject. What I mean by that, so everything, it has two wires, everything. I have two wires for the fan, black and red. The standard usually is black and red. I have two for the laser point. I have even the main power, as you saw, it's two wires plus the ground. I have for the flow meters two wires. I have for like everything two wires. Okay, so what you will do, you will cut either one of these two wires, either one. So you cut the positive or you cut the negative. So if you cut the positive, then one green will be on one side, the white will be on the other side. Okay, from same line. Avoid connecting both of them. Some people, they do big mistake by cutting both of them and then connect the switch to the live wire positive and to the negative, and then when they switch it off, they will short the circuit. So again and again and again, cut either one. Cut the positive one or cut the negative one. Once you cut it, the other one will remain as is. Don't touch it. Once you cut either one of them, usually I cut the positive. I cut the positive and connected to the power switch. So if you cut the positive, the negative will stay the same. Then one end of the switch, no matter which one, no matter how you connect it, okay, there's no polarity here. We are adding switch to the live wire, so one end will go to this end, the other one will go to the other end, and then tape it like what I did. So tape it with electric tape, and you are done. You will go one by one. The first one for cooling system, for the cooling system for this one, so it's for the water pump, the second one, so for water pump, for example, we said I took the power from there, so I cut the red one, okay, and I took from each end, I took one wire and connected to the switch, one to the green and one to the white, and I did the same for all of them. Please let me know if you need more details. I can show you exactly how we connect it. Okay, don't do any mistakes. I will help you to get it done, but don't do don't try to do any risk. If you don't know, just ask me. I will be happy to answer all your questions. Okay, so here I have a little trick. So if you can see here, I don't have any background light for the flow control or any light for the ampere meter, but I have blue lights for the cooling system temperature. I have blue color for the laser system. So I added these two little LED lights, which is 5-volt LED lights. Okay, 5-volt LED lights. If you have less, you have to add resistor. So 5-volt LED lights. So I added one here. See the flow control, the flow meter is transparent. So I added one here, and put black tape on top. The other one is just under the ampere meter, the gauge, just like this. Okay, so let me adjust it and I will get back to you. Okay, so I put it underneath this tape and I put the other one there. So now we have, so now we have blue light in the background. Okay, it's a cool trick. I like that. It's just for fun, you don't have to add it, but it's cool to have it. Okay. You can add more lights if you like more. Okay guys, I think, and this is the flow meter. You connect one input, one output air hose, okay, to the water pump. I think that's all for today. One more little thing, it's not that big deal, but I put here measure tape, 1, 2, and the third one. So how I did that, as you can see, my laser head starts from here. Okay, so when you adjust your machine, you will see the first laser point is right at the end of this measure tape, at the end of this line. If you can see the line here. Okay, so if you put the target, not the target, sorry, if you put your object, then your object will start from here. The object will start from here. So let's say I will do something and repeat it many times. I'll do same cut and repeat it many times. Okay, so what I will do, I will adjust my, let's say, my board at 10 centimeters. I have it in centimeters. Okay, you can add it as you like, inch or centimeters. I have it in centimeters. So I have the beginning at 10 centimeters or at 0 centimeters, but from the middle would be easier. So I have it exactly at 11 centimeters. I will adjust my laser, start cut my object. I finished, I took it out, I put another one again, I put it 10 centimeters, I start cut my object again. It will be exactly same without changing anything. Let's say I cut my object, okay, and I took it out. I found I didn't see full penetration out of the wood. Now I have to put it back. It's very important. It's very, very important to put it back exactly at the previous location. Otherwise, your work is completely screwed. You have to repeat everything. So you have to put it back exactly in same location. Little trick to do that by using the tape. How? So what we will do, we will cut piece of tape, and when I put my object for first time, I put the tape over here, okay, and then another piece of tape, I put it on the ground here. Okay, So as you can see this line, so when I align my object, I removed it, I put it back, line to line, that's it, it's in the same location. Don't forget to, you have to secure your bed all the time. Securing the bed is really easy. Just put little tape here on both sides, okay? So you make sure your bed will not move when you check your object and remove it, put it back, your bed is stable, okay? So please, I think I covered everything today, and hopefully I answered all your questions. By the way, I added this also sponge here, so when you close it, the smoke will be inside. Please, if you have any other question, let me know, and hopefully I explained everything in details. Actually, I was planning to cut all this wire and do it again in front of you, but that's a lot of work, so please forgive me, and I will answer all your questions. If you still have any, please feel free to contact me, and enjoy your laser fun. Okay, have a good night.